Alright, so let's take a look at Feihu then. Here he is. Not bad. Kind of a cool little design going on. Definitely like gives me like JRPG vibes, even though yes, he is a Chinese servant. Still. Don't hate it. You do be surprised. Also, shout out to the burb that I totally missed. Alright, here we go. First Ascension, we should be seeing a new art. What does he look like now? Do we get to keep the burb is the question. We keep the burb. He is covered up a little bit more. Hey, look at that smile though. He do be happy about the burb. Who wouldn't be? Next Ascension. What is this gonna look like? There wasn't much change between 1 and 2, so let's see if this one has a more drastic one. Kinda does, honestly. That's not a veil, right? I assume he gets more hair, is what it looks like. So he now has like a giant ponytail? Is that what it is? Also, the burb is gone. Not sure how I feel about that. I think the design is cool, but I kind of would like to see the burb still. Final Ascension time. Maybe we can see a burb here again. Hopefully. Damn. No burb. Unless I'm blind. Was that his mount? The hell was that? I swear that came from in-game. That wasn't me. Oh, I get it. The thing behind him is his mount, I think. I wasn't sure what it was, but I think it's a part of his mount. Is it like actually a cow, I guess? And I just now realize he's also caressing it with his hand. The head. Okay. Man, now I understand what's going on in this one. Man, it took me... This kind of hurts my brain, honestly, looking at this. But yeah, now I kind of understand what the pick is about. Yeah, oh, so his hair gets like yellow at the end. Is he like a pseudo Super Saiyan? I guess it makes sense because his bangs also have the yellow stuff on them. Pretty modest. A bit less modest. I'm gonna go with the second one, I think. So aesthetic-wise, nothing like insane or anything, but I think he has a pretty cool design regardless. Nice warrior thing going on. Yeah, it's like Chinese Ozymandias, yeah. Now actually talking about gameplay. So, 8.8k attack base without 1k foes on max level. It's not super high, the attack that is. I guess it's a bit on the maybe on the lower side. Could be better, I suppose. Now, what is his deck? His MP is a Buster one and his deck is a double Buster, double Arts. Which is honestly the standard Rider deck when you think about it. So in that sense, pretty standard. Now, let's take a look at the passives. Magic Resd. Not much to say about it. A pretty low rank one. Riding B+. Not gonna make pretty much any difference with just one quick card. Although, what does his card counts? Buster 3, 4 Arts, 4 quick, and 5 extra. Pretty good hit counts. The quick also has a good hit count, but again, there's only one, so... Divinity C, that's just not gonna do really much at all. And then, we get something new. Buster crit damage. Now, how much is this? Seems to be 10%. That's a nice addition, especially if he has crit focus. Yeah, true, you're right, that because of Mighty Chains, you know, even a single card can be effective, but then again, you know, it could be better, I suppose. But it has a bit more value, I suppose. And then what the hell is this? You get 2 stars per turn? And increase, is that just debuff resistance? How much is it? It is 10%? Wow. 2 stars, it's like, yeah, it's the same number for stars as the Foreigner passive, yeah, you're right. That's nice. That's a nice passive. It'll add up, you know, with the other effects in the battles as well. And then this is just the event bonus. Okay. So for passives wise, it's alright. I don't hate it. Especially for 4-star. It's pretty alright stuff, for sure. Talk about the MP then. So before anything, self-quick up 3 turns. Wait, he has a quick up? Skills with overcharge and arts up for 3 turns. Oh, it's a rainbow. Okay, so you get all of them for... Okay, now it makes more sense. And then you do damage, and that's it. There's like no normal effects, it seems. Just basically a damaging MP. But you do have 3 effects that scale off of your overcharge. Now, what are the numbers like? Let's see. 10% base, but you do get a full rainbow, and there are 3 turns. So that's not bad, honestly, even if it's 10% on base OC. Doesn't scale amazingly well though, as you might imagine. It goes from 10 to 20% when you have 500%. So overcharge, It's okay, but it's not going to be like insane value. It's going to be just okay, I would say. Also, I didn't mention, but it's a single target MP. Yeah, so he's a boss killer, then he's not a farmer. Well, I guess, again, even in some cases nowadays, you will use single targets on farming, so I shouldn't say that, but probably primarily against bosses, if I had to guess so far. Alright, so far, not the most overwhelming kit. Pretty basic, but not bad. Let's take a look at the skills next, then. We got the icon for red and blue. Makes sense when you look at his MP and normal card deck. Oh, it's AoE as well. All allies arts up for 3 turns and Buster up for 3 turns. And self, he changes alignments? Is that what it is? Does he change alignments or something? He becomes lawful instead of chaotic? Is that what it is? And the trait change also lasts for 3 turns. So this is a 5-turn cooldown. Numbers-wise, let's see. 20% arts and Buster for team for 3 turns on a 5-turn cooldown. That's actually not bad, though. And then again, we'll see if he ends up having more, like, you know, bonuses to these alignment things, which I assume he would, so maybe this actually ends up being an amazing skill. Now, the second skill, we have MP per turn icon. That's kind of cool, I guess. Self MP per turn for 3 turns. Self guts 1 time 3 turns. Is that the lawful thing then? So, if you have lawful alignment, you get crit damage for 3 turns. And if you are chaotic, you get MP gain for 3 turns. Which I assume is his base alignment, right? If you don't change it with the first skill, he's probably chaotic on base. So it depends which one you want, I guess. The ordering of the skills 1 and 2 then. Do you want the crit damage? Then you have to use skill 1 first. Do you want the MP gain? Then you have to use this before the first skill. Also, this is a 6-turn cooldown, so it doesn't share the cooldown, which is it's slightly awkward when you think about it. Now let's look at values. Wow, it's 20% MP per turn for 3 turns. That's quite a bit of gauge, honestly. I was expecting it to be 10, but okay. That's nice. Guts is a 3k HP 1 time 3 turns. The crit damage is 50% for 3 turns if you're lawful. And the MP gain is 50% for 3 turns when you're chaotic. 50%? That sounds a lot more appealing than 50% crit damage to me, honestly. Especially when he has double arts on his deck. That sounds way better to me. Not sure how... I mean, even looking at his like the deck, he seems to have good numbers. You probably most of the time want the MP gain instead of the crit damage. That's a pretty stacked skill. I guess 6 turn is a very fair cooldown on this one, yeah. Does this have a alignment thing as well? I wouldn't be surprised. So, we got a sword icon, which obviously means some kind of an attack up. Self-attack up 3 turns. Self-crit damage 3 turns. And stars per turn 3 turns. So this one also has crit damage. So maybe there's even more reason to maybe want the MP gain instead. It's a 6-turn cooldown, so you get 30% attack, 30% crit damage, and 10 stars per turn. It's a basic skill, but honestly, they're all offensive effects, so, you know, it's one that you can easily just pop on cooldown, probably, so I don't hate it. Maybe not the highest values ever for a 6-turn cooldown, honestly, but good synergy, for sure. And honestly, you might be saying his kit has no absorb. He doesn't need it. He's a rider, right? So just having all these other crit-focused stuffs in his kit is basically all you need to be a good crit servant, in my opinion. Because Rider does have that highest natural absorb, so I feel like he could be a very decent crit DPS, who also should have a decent uptime on his MP as well, despite obviously having a Buster MP, just because he can get 50% MP gain for 3 turns. That's no joke, on double 4-hitter arts as well. So because he doesn't have any like direct battery, it's all over turns, he probably won't have that much place in terms of farming, even if some 90++s have, you know, those 1 mob waves. Maybe some, if you can say, like, you can still, like, let's say you're MPing wave 3, you can still get 40% gauge from 2 turns. But he's probably mostly just gonna be against bosses here, is what it looks like. On paper, he looks to be a nice, solid, single target DPS. I think his kit makes sense. Sadly, his attack isn't super high, but besides that, I don't really see anything wrong with him. He doesn't seem broken either. He just seems like a good single target DPS. Now, having said that, last year we did gain access to Liz Rider, who is also a free MP5 single target Buster Rider, who is amazing. So, you know, if you did play that event as well, which funnily enough was also a Halloween event, she might still be better than him, unless you get him to a really high MP level as well. Keep in mind he is gacha, so it's not going to be easy. But if you do get some MP levels, then he might also honestly be better even. It's hard to say this early on, but yeah, do keep that in mind. And of course, if you're a very old-time player, then you also have Kintoki Riders, so there's a lot of competition. Oh, he's permanent! Never mind, okay, that helps. Thank you, chat. So yeah, he's permanent. That helps. So there you go. I'll be using him throughout the event myself for sure, at least. And yeah, I'll give him a thumbs up. So with that concludes this first impressions of him as well. If you enjoyed this video, press the thumbs up button, really helps out. Again, I can't emphasize enough. You're probably tired of me hearing that, me saying that all the time, but it really does add up. You'd be surprised. And yeah, subscribe for more. There's gonna be so many highlights from today, so yeah, don't miss out on any of the uploads. Again, no idea what order these are coming out, but yeah, stay tuned. Good luck if you're rolling, and otherwise, have a good rest of your day. Peace out.